Topic number 2, we're going to get into the NFC playoff games, and these were not quite as close. I mean, a couple of the scores weren't that far apart in these two games, but I really thought this was mostly a dominating performance by the teams that won. I think we'll start with the Rams beating Seattle 30-20, but the Rams dominated that game, both on the ground and defensively, even though they had an injury to their backup quarterback and their starter came in. So I think the Rams absolutely dominated Seattle, surprisingly, in that first game.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were first off wanted a targeting call, which against Jamal Adams really there. But if you've seen that there, once the quarterback goes down head first, especially, he becomes a runner. And he had crossed the line there, and he was a runner. And if you look at the hit, Jamal Adams takes his hit out of the way. It's pretty much textbook. Takes his hit out of the way, lowers the shoulder, and the game is so fast nowadays that you just have some extreme contact like that. And it was unfortunate for Warford there to get knocked out of the game. To be honest, I thought that was going to be the game-defining moment right there. And I didn't think the Rams were going to be able to do it. And only just because Jared Goff's coming off the thumb surgery, only, I believe, a week off the thumb surgery. But he came in and managed the game and looked pretty amazing. And that defense is just top-notch right now. That defense is built to win. And I think we're seeing that right now. And I don't want to bust out the whole cliche of defense wins championships, because I'm an offensive guy. I'm an offensive coordinator. I love seeing points scored. But this defense is amazing, led by Aaron Donald and Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah, I mean, they absolutely dominated that game. I thought Cam Akers was unbelievable in that game as well. I think he's an underrated running back in the NFL right now, but absolutely the Rams defense dominated that game. You saw Aaron Donald get that rib injury, so we'll see if that – I don't think it's going to keep him out whatsoever, but we'll see if it hampers him a little bit in the next round. But, yeah, I mean, the Rams are a tough out. They didn't win the division, but, they just beat the division winner in the NFC West, which was probably one of the best divisions throughout the season. And I was surprised at how poorly Seattle played, including Russell Wilson. Just had a tough – he wasn't as accurate. They just seemed like thought they were gonna sleepwalk through this game because, Goff was out and the Rams weren't quite the team that, they had been 2 years ago. But the Rams came, punched them in the mouth, and I think that was it. They controlled the rest of the game. I mean, Seattle started to score a little bit at the end, but that was all Rams in that one. And then the next game would be the Bucs versus the Redskins, and obviously a lot closer than I think people expected because of who was starting at quarterback for the Redskins. Henke was the one that actually started for the Washington football team. Can't say Redskins anymore. My fault right there. But Alex Smith, they said, I think it was about an hour before the game that Smith was not going to play. And I think that
shocking.
A lot of people were like, wow, this is going to be a really tough game for Washington despite their good defense. And the Bucs came out early and put some points up on the board. Brady looked great, but the Redskins, hung tough because of that tough defense and because of that scrappy quarterback that they were able to bring in.
Yeah, no, Heineke, he really came off the bench and out of nowhere he played in, I believe it was the American Allegiance League of football, and I think also he might have got some XFL time, so maybe not out of nowhere for some people, but for NFL fans and the majority of NFL fans, he kind of came out of nowhere. But boy, did he come out and play great. I think he was really moving the ball. You saw him really change the game, really getting outside of the pocket with his legs and actually opening up more options, the run-pass option. And I thought he did a great job of just really coming out. And it really could have been one of those things really where they were preparing to face Alex Smith and had no clue of really what they were going to face once they saw Heineke come out there. And so just from a schematics type thing, that could have left the Bucs kind of like reeling for at least the first half before you go into the locker room and make some adjustments. But I thought Tom Brady played well. I thought the Bucs played well. Antonio Brown played well. Mike Evans played well. That defense looked great. They didn't have their star linebacker and Devin White due to COVID protocol. He's looking to come back this week and make a splash.